it's presented by a group of paranormal researchers. They call themselves SPLAT. Last year we brought SPLAT to the museum because we have heard there were rumors of several paranormal events. So the guys came in and spent the night at the museum to do their investigation. And they did a follow-up program for us, and if you were there, you know that it was standing room only, and we had to turn people away because there were so many people that wanted to listen to it. And I was so impressed with the fellas' findings, but I was also really impressed with the neat stories that came out of our community. It was awesome. So after the program, we had so many people called and asked us to bring the fellas back, but they have decided to come back, and they did a new show for us this year. It's called Ghosts of Christmas. The guys are doing this as a donation to the museum, so all proceeds go to help keep the doors open for the Portage Station Museum. So I want to thank the fellas for doing that. We really, really do appreciate it. And I'll let you talk to Jason. Jason is my cousin, and I will pass it over to you, and he can introduce the fellas.
Well, she kind of stole my introduction, but I'll still say welcome, and thanks for coming out even with the weather. We were kind of worried about the turnout because we kind of thought that was going to scare a lot of people away. But what we'd like to say also is that a lot of people don't understand what SPLAT stands for, and what it stands for is the Southwestern Pennsylvania League of Apparition Technologists. That's why we go by SPLAT. And as she said, my name is Jason. This is
Jamie.
And then over there,
Walter.
Yeah, he was bad, so we had to stick him by himself. But simply, we'll just get started then. We all think about ghosts. What are ghosts? Where are they? What do they do? How they influence our lives. A ghost, by definition, the soul of a dead person, a disembodied spirit imagined, usually as a vague, shadowy, or evanescent form, as wandering among or haunting living persons. Although this definition is pretty much straightforward, we all have our own personal ideas and feelings of what a ghost is. Tonight, we would like to share with all of you our views on how SPLAT feels that ghosts, spirits, angels, demons, God, and Satan all work in our lives and influence each and every one of us, especially during the Christmas holiday season. So please, kick back, relax, and we hope that all of you find this presentation thought-provoking, enjoyable, and enlightening.
In this room where shadows live and ghosts that fail no time forgives, welcome friends, please stay a while. Our story starts with one small child who spends this night in attic's dark, where dreams are stored like sleeping hearts. And so it's here that they must wait till someone wishes them awake. For somewhere on this night of nights, she's looking to believe. Here among the ghosts on Christmas Eve.
Who we are. We are average guys, we all have families, we all have day jobs, and we all share a common interest in attempting to better understand the supernatural aspects of this world of ours. And who we're not. None of the members of SPLAT are professional public speakers, as you can very well see. We are not theologians, even though we attempt to do all of our research in a theological manner. And we do not have a 1-800 number to God. We do not have all the answers we are seeking, just like everyone else in this world.
We have been a formal organization for more than 5 years now. We have conducted many investigations and have dealt with many distraught individuals over the years. A pattern that we have noticed is that many who are experiencing the paranormal are also seeking the paranormal. Whether they admit to it or not, This presentation is not about what we do or any of our investigations we have conducted. Instead, it is about angels, demons, and the holiday season.
A short disclaimer. We have science backgrounds. However, research of the paranormal is not a real science yet. SPLAT utilizes as many current and experimental scientific techniques known to them. However, as of today, none of these procedures have been proven to provide 100% accurate results. The subject matter contained within this presentation is the opinion of SPLAT and its members. We know with certainty the acts of the paranormal and all the audio clips and photography are used without any intention of copyright infringements. All licenses are held by the respected companies and not by SPLAT. We are not physical beings who occasionally have a temporary supernatural experience. We are supernatural beings having a temporary physical experience. God, Satan, angels, demons, the ascending deceased and descending deceased, and we are all the living caught in the middle. We're caught in the middle of an ever-raging battle. It is impossible to live life and not think about all the entities on this list. However, this year and for years to come, SPLAT wishes for all of you to focus more on the top portion of this hierarchy, God, angels, and the ascending deceased, and how each play into our everyday lives and also the Christmas season. When thinking of the paranormal, most individuals think of evil entities and worst-case scenarios such as demonic oppression or possession. However, only about 1% of all reported cases go to the extreme of being demonically driven. Most cases include mild occurrences at best and are most likely something environmental or emotional with the client.
Right, here are some photographs from cases we've done in the past where we felt there might have been some demonic influences taking place. We're not going to dwell on these pictures or go into the cases. If you want to get more information about them, go on our website. But this is kind of here just to give a contrast of angels in relation to demonic activity. That evil is out there, to be aware of it, and unfortunately we've come across it on some of our investigations.
Broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought with the dragon. And the dragon and his angels fought, but they did not prevail. There was a place found for them in heaven any longer. So the great dragon was cast out, and that serpent of old, called the devil and Satan, who deceives the whole world. He was cast to the earth, and his angels were cast out with him.
Our lives are always in a constant battle between entities on the side of God versus the side of Satan. As objects of thought, demons can inspire fear. Demons can pervert God's revelations or deceive us with false revelations. Even the devil can appear as an angel of light. Demons can tempt us through our imagination or feelings. Occasionally, demons can even move matter supernaturally. This is very rare, but it happens. But demons can possess us only if we choose to invite them in or God allows it to happen. But as in any war, there are two sides. And as shown in the earlier slide, people on earth are caught in the middle and must choose sides. Those who make conscious choices on a day-to-day basis to do things in direct disobedience to God's laws will find their lives being turned upside down due to demonic influences. SPLAT sees this play out in many cases. People leading dark lives, people in seclusion from the world, families that are broken, drug use, drinking, etc. The list can go on. These individuals who turn to SPLAT for help are in need of help to fix their lives. However, there is no magic wand or proton pack to help them. Some people have to learn to help themselves. People all around the world are seeking to find the other side. However, sometimes we need to stop looking without and start looking within. When we as individuals strive to live good, decent lives and leave all negativity behind, we draw entities of a positive nature into our lives. Positive entities such as angels and deceased loved ones who care deeply for us. This works the same way in life. If you are a negative person, nobody other than other negative people will want to be around you. But if you are a positive person, everyone will enjoy being around you. One of the SPLAT team's goals is to bring a greater awareness to people about entities on the positive side of the supernatural spectrum. Ascending deceased and angelic beings are just as involved in our lives as descending deceased and demons are, maybe even more so. Scary ghost stories at Christmas time? The strange line, scary ghost stories, dates back to the historical origins of the Christmas season. Christmas, for the most part, gave birth to many of the presently practiced Halloween traditions. One example of this is that in the Middle Ages, after the Christmas evening's church services, many of the gathered crowd would become intoxicated and somewhat disorderly. The subjects would crown a student or beggar the Lord of Misrule. The intoxicated crowd would make their way to homes of the rich and would demand food and maybe drink. And if it was not handed over, the unruly crowd would play a trick of sorts on the homeowner, giving us what we know today as trick or treat. Around the 3rd or 4th century, the Christian Church made December 25th Christmas Day. Many cultures have incorporated their folklores and myths into the Christmas holiday. Within most of early Eastern Europe, families did not have TVs, radios, etc. Thus, during the long, harsh, and cold winter months, these families, especially during the Christmas season, would gather closely together in front of the warmth of the fireplace and tell stories of loved ones from centuries past, thus giving way to the Christmas ghost stories, such as the ones penned by the legendary Charles Dickens.
We kind of categorize apparitions into 3 categories. You'll see other groups and other people categorize them differently, but this is our general breakdown. We're going to go into it.
It's kind of unique to our team.
Yeah.
A residual haunting, in theory, is a haunting that is repetitive in nature and the entity being witnessed shows no signs of intelligence or an acknowledgement of the persons around it. Residual hauntings, in theory, are somehow recorded events that at one time took place in a repetitive or emotional manner and now replay over and over due to environmental releases. A human agent haunting, or what was once known as a poltergeist, is, in theory, the spontaneous activities created by a human agent, which is most frequently a prepubescent female, which can also include teen males at times, as well as adults under intense stresses and or certain medical conditions. Intelligent haunting is an entity that shows all signs of interaction and intelligence that is found in all living creatures. The category of intelligent hauntings can be divided into the following subcategories. 3 forms of intelligent hauntings: deceased loved ones who show paranormal signs of intelligence and interaction, angelic entities, and demonic entities. Deceased loved ones who show paranormal signs of intelligence and interaction.